Well, hey, St. Matthew and Facebook friends. I'm out at Huset Park today for my point from the park. I thought it'd be kind of fun to add a little bit of Columbia Heights history into these. You know, there are 16 parks in Columbia Heights, and we're at Huset Park. Huset Park is named for, as far as I can tell, you know, the library is closed right now, so I can't get to all the great historical society stuff, but there's a little bit of information on Google, and I found that Huset Park was named for Pastor Elmer Huset. He was pastor at First Lutheran Church. He later became city manager for a while, and then he moved into the state legislature, and at the state legislature he was able to acquire the land which would become known as City Park, and then after his death it was renamed Huset Park. Technically there are two Huset Parks. There's Huset Park East, where I am today, and there's Huset Park West, where Immersion Hall is, and the water park and the playground. Today we are looking at Psalm 36 verse 5 for our point from the park. It says, "Your steadfast love, O Lord, extends to the heavens, your faithfulness to the clouds." You know, we are used to dealing with limits. We are very comfortable with limits. We have spending limits, we have speed limits, we have credit limits. We have a limit on how much we can take out on our ATM card every day. We have budgets to tell us how much our limits are in each category of our home or our business. And we're quite used to dealing with limits. But let's ponder for a minute this concept of limitless. Imagine that I told you I wanted to buy you a new car, and there was no limit on what you could spend. Or imagine I told you to go out and buy a new wardrobe, and there was no limit on what you could spend. Or go buy a new house, and there was no limit on what you could spend. You know, we wouldn't know what to do. We are used to having limits. This concept of limitless is a hard one for us to grasp. Think about the words of the psalm a minute, that God's steadfast love extends to the heavens. It's limitless. God's faithfulness extends to the clouds. It is limitless. It's a hard one for us to grasp. God's love is limitless. No matter what, God will never stop loving us. There's no point in time where God's going to run out of love. And God will never stop being faithful. He'll always act according to who He is. He'll always keep His promise. There's no limit on His faithfulness. Think about all that we're going through right now, and that's good news. You know, there's a lot we don't know. We don't know when the shelter-at-home order is going to end. We don't know when we'll be able to get back to school or back to going to the movie theater or the mall. We don't know when we'll be able to visit some of our loved ones and friends. But we know that throughout all of this, God will never stop loving us. His love is limitless, and He'll never stop keeping His promise. His faithfulness is limitless. Let that be our good news point from the park today. That's it from Huset Park. See you next week from another one of the 16 parks in Columbia Heights. God's blessing to you.